Hello and welcome to the Katie's Arms on, I don't even know what the date is. And I forgot to let people know we were having the Katie's Arms tonight. So if you're a regular, hello my loves, you'll be here. And if you're not, well, you wouldn't have had a clue that we were going to be here, and that's just fine by me as well. How are you all doing? Hello my darlings, hello. Look at you all piling on in, bless you. A weird thing happened this week. I was chitty-chatting away to Mark Stein. You know Mark Stein. If you don't know Mark Stein, never mind. And he just casually mentioned, oh yes, I was listening to the Katie's Arms this Friday, or last Friday, whenever it was. Mark Stein, as in lovely Mark Stein, whom I love dearly, he was just casually in the pub. Not being funny, but I work on the basis it's just you and me here. You know, it's just us. I don't imagine anyone else is listening. It's like just us, just a couple of us that were at the start when we all started this. And now we have people actually listening. And then it turns out that last week, you may know, happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you. A legend. Yeah. I'm not actually, I'm a pain in the arse. Turns out Mark Stein was listening, and last Friday was the Friday that all we did was talk about my anus. I know. So, people are listening to Katie's Arms, not just us, which is, you know, oh, what do I think of transgender Mika? Have I got some things to say this week? And if you're going to be offended, we say this a lot, don't we? This is the pub, you can think anything. Anything goes, and you will be offended by things I say, and your job is to wonder, can I be bothered to be offended, or shall I just offer to piss? So that's your job. If you feel like, oh, that's terrible, just think, I could just leave, and then just piss off. Or just stay with me and think, she's so offensive. But that's fine. It's fine to be offended, but you decide what you do with yourself. Good. Anyway, Mark Stein's watching Katie's Arms. Hi, Mark, if you're with us tonight. And last week, all I did was talk about my bum. Because as you'll know, I had a camera shoved up my bum. Not for fun, but because they wanted to see what was wrong with me up there. Turns out nothing's wrong with me at all. They were just suspicious because of my age. Maybe they looked at my face and thought there's something wrong with that woman's arse. I don't know. Love it. Oh, hello. You regularly make me spit my tea out. I love that. Well, thank you. And thank you for kind of getting it, like understanding that this is me and I'm just saying my stuff. And I totally understand that people might not agree. And I totally understand that lots of people will find it obnoxious or offensive or abrasive or unnecessary. And I totally support them thinking that. But what you can't then do is go, shame on you. You took the piss out of Kate Garraway. Shame on you. No, off you fuck. Do you see? That's my view. You don't like it. You have a different one. Cool. You love her. Brilliant. Tell you what though. What's the bird called? This isn't the funny story, but it's going to be funny. What's the bird called? I really like her actually. She was a presenter on the TV and she's just said that she's got dementia or Parkinson's. Help me. She used to present GMTV Phillips. Fiona Phillips. Good. So, haven't seen a metronome in decades. I love a metronome. I love it. It reminds me of marching on a parade square. I know. So, Fiona Phillips yes, thank you, Fiona, well done. Is it Fiona? Yep, okay, good. We've all got it. What is it she's been diagnosed with? And I say this, I'm sure it's going to happen to me. She's either dementia, is it? Or is it Parkinson's? And it's kind of early on, and it runs in her family. And so she's had to already live. I mean, it's bloody awful. And Fiona Phillips is lush. Like, she's ace. Like, she's old school. She could be here now. In fact, she might be here. Given we had Mark Stein last week, probably got Fiona Phillips listening. Ricky Gervais is, hi, Ricky. Hi. Yeah. Michelle Obama's here. Yeah. No. But Fiona Phillips is old school ace. My kind of person. tells it like it, she should be on the TV all the time and she's not. But guess what? If you're like a massive fan of Kate Garraway, you might want to. So Fiona Phillips has now got Alzheimer's. My sister has severe Alzheimer's. Oh my God. So understanding there is no piss taking about this because this is coming my way. I'm sure of it, and God only knows how people care and do all the stuff they do. Just better people than me. But Kate Garraway, did you see her face? So, I haven't had any drink yet, by the way. This is all I've had. So, and it didn't start off here. It started off like here. So Kate Garraway, Fiona Phillips comes out and goes, yeah, I've got Alzheimer's or dementia, da-da-da. And you could see Kate Garraway going, wait a minute. This is my... I don't know that she was playing with her right nipple, but, like, this is my turf. Fuck off, Fiona. I'm the one that does this shit. I'm the one with the poorly husband. I do the documentaries about long COVID round here. Fuck off with your Alzheimer documentary. And it's true because there's only so many budgets to go round. There's only so many TV presenter with sad story documentaries you can have. And Kate Garraway will be in her head, the little cogs, very small cogs, will be going around going, Fiona Phillips, like top trumps. Top Trump sub story. It'll be like X Factor. Well, my husband's got long COVID. Look at me wheeling him around. Wheelie, 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 wheelie. And then Fiona comes out, who's a legend. So I hope she gets 15 documentaries and they pay her loads. Fiona comes out and goes, yeah, well, bitch, I've got Alzheimer's. And then she gets all the cash. Come on. I am Team Phillips, Team Fiona. And I have got no memory whatsoever. Epilepsy and meds and whatever, and having half my brain cut out took away my short-term memory, which was never great in the first place. But if I can be her memory board, I am Team Fiona Phillips. In the battle of the sad story, Kate Garraway, Fiona Phillips every time. That's what we need. We need Team Phillips. Okay, I've got a bit carried away with that. Yes, lovely Mark made me this. Thank you. Evidently, there's only a couple of white ones. You can try and buy them if you want, Katie's Arms. This one is very tight. I think lovely Mark was trying to use my enormous boobs. Look how big Laugh is. Is it possible to hide these comments? They're very distracting. I read your book, it's brilliant. I'm so happy that you did. I hate people who try and sell shit, she says, showing off her tight t-shirt. But the book, hold on, I'm grabbing it. Just to show off my arse. No. It's called Help. And the reason I like it, and I'm not at all trying to sell it, is because actually we're nearly out of copies to the point where I'm going to have to try and keep one. But it will make you laugh. It is basically this, but in a book form. And the thing I like about it is, because lovely Mark did it, it's got a proper cover. And it doesn't hold back at all. And it's basically quite rude. Right, let's talk about something else. Oh, you loved it. I'm so happy. That's what I love. Team Phillips. Sounds like you support Phil Schofield. Such a good point made by the pub regulars. Because, have you noticed something? I needed to talk to you about this. Have you noticed that it's gone very bloody quiet? That little fucker is up to something. Because it's gone quiet. So his press team, push. If you don't shut up, he's going to kill himself. Piers Morgan, Dan Walker. Oh, let's leave him alone now. Let's leave him alone. Sob story. Him, picture with his mum on a bench. And then Vigil. Phil Schofield, Vigil by his mum's bed. She literally went in there with like trap wind or something. If she dies tomorrow, that'll be... Let's not have this on playback. But she was in there with maybe trap wind or maybe a splinter or whatever reason she was in hospital. No offence. Well, And then it's, Phil Schofield, Vigil. Like he's fucking Florence Nightingale in World War whatever with a candle, holding a vigil for his mother. She's literally in there with wind. But you know, ooh. And now it's gone quiet. Quiety, 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 quiety. Now get ready. Get ready. There will be a whole auctioneering of the Phil Schofield personal documentary. Wouldn't surprise me if it's already been signed off. It wouldn't surprise me if it's already been bought. And the two bidders, I could sign this in blood, will be Talk TV and Piers Morgan, because that's why Piers was being nice. And the other one would be Channel 5 and Dan Walker, and that's why Dan was being nice. And those two will be bidding against each other. And I suspect Piers will get it because Piers is that much of a wanker. He knows how many clicks he'll get from a Phil Schofield documentary. And so that's what's going on there. I can feel it. I can feel it in my waters. I have to say, though, Phil Schofield's mother, you've got to wonder. I mean, I'm no mothering expert, as we know. You know, I've lost a kid before. I've been reprimanded for my kids showing the front bottom. 2 instances of showing the front bottom. You know, my kids had a broken leg. I left a kid in hospital with a broken leg because I needed to go and do some work. You know, just a wide range of. I sent my son to school without a tie the other day because it was in the washing machine, and I couldn't get it out because I didn't want to stop the cycle. You know, not great parenting. Booked a holiday once and booked it under the wrong names because I forgot that my kids' names are all different names. Sort of like Katie Price, but without so many retards. And yeah, so I'm not winning any parenting awards. But where were we? Parenting. Who were we talking about? Okay. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Hold on, we were talking about parenting. So someone needs to help me. Where was I? Whose parenting was I slagging off? Oh, the internet cut you off. I'm so sorry. Oh, Schofield, thank you. I'm sorry. Maybe the internet cut me off, or maybe it's the watchers that I have watching me. West Midlands Police Force. Shoot me now. Phil Schofield's mother. You've got to wonder. Wasn't just that she didn't buy them, you know, Cocoa Pops, was it? One was a proper kiddly fiddler, and Phil was also a kiddie fiddler. I don't know what went on. Let's not speculate because we'll be sued. Can I talk about my internet just cut out as well? So maybe it's me, but mine says fine. You are my all-time MILF crush. Yes. So I hear this. I don't know why. Because if you saw me, oh, God, sometimes when I catch my reflection in the mirror, you're like that. Jesus Christ. Or when the phone, you have your phone and then it's like one of those dogs with the real droopy faces. Seriously. My phone the other day, people know this if they come to the shows, face not recognised. Literally, I'm holding my iPhone here and it says face not recognised because it doesn't even recognise that shit. So it's a nice idea, this MILF thing. And then other people are saying she's a kind of MILF because she looks like she goes like the Clappers. I can neither confirm nor deny that. But it might be true. Wimbledon. Female tennis players at Wimbledon. What the fuck? Now listen. I may not be 20. But if I was world class at tennis and I was playing Wimbledon right now, I'm telling you, it would be epic. It would be like a corset thing tied in, and then these would be padded. I'd have chicken fillets. I've got my chicken fillets upstairs. Would it be funny if I had them with me? Yes, but I don't. So I'd have chicken fillets in, or I'd have surgery to have great tits. Because, listen, if you're going to be a tennis player and you're going to be like on a tennis court in a leotard, get your tits done. I know it's about the sport, and I know it's not about looks these days, and I know the uglier you are, the better the feminist you're supposed to be. But fuck that. So I would have massive norks, and I'd have them whoop, and then I'd have this fucking great tutu, wouldn't you? Going straight out at right angles from my waist. And then I'd have sneakers that were made to look like ballet shoes with like satin ribbons. And that is how I'd be coming out on court. So why aren't they? That's all I'm asking. That's it. I don't really care about tennis too much. Seems a bit silly to me. But then again, so does running. So, but why are they so ugly? Please. Women tennis players are hot to be... No, they're not. What was she called that was... Mark said her name earlier. What was that glorious tennis player called? And I don't mean bloody Annabel Croft. Oh, lovely Mark loves Annabel Croft. Tell you who else loves Annabel Croft? Annabel Croft. Shouldn't joke, she just lost her husband. Annabel Croft loves Annabel Croft. I know that for a fact. A fact. Anyway, I thought I wrote down who was the lovely tennis player that was hot. My note system is clearly slipping. Anna Kournikova, she was hot, but it was before that even. Goes back a bit. Anyway, they were hotties. What are they wearing now? Have you seen? They've got these things, these smock things that stop here and then go out, and just made them look like chunky potatoes. Like it's all just a round thing. I don't understand it. They could look glorious. Martina Sharapova was good looking. Steffi Graf. Thank you. Exactly. Steffi Graf. Hotter than the sun. Why? What's going on with this new generation of smock-wearing white potatoes? Ugh. God's sake. Should we talk about something else? Shall we talk about Hannah Ingram Moore? Hannah Ingram Moore, Captain Tom's daughter. She is in a world of shit. And, can I say, for the record, without apology, she deserves to be in a world of shit. So I knew from people that knew her that she's always been vile. And when she decided to take the story of her father walking up and down, which probably was her idea. Go on, Dad. Keep walking. Go on. Go on. Go on. Out you go. Go on. Then I'll give you a treat. Yeah? Cream crackers. Lovely. You're going to go and walk. Can I give you a cream cracker? All right. Go on then. She's like that with a cattle prod. Go on. Walk, you old bastard. Probably putting WD-40 on the wheels of his little wheeler so it would go faster. Whoop. Whoop. Paused then due to a poor connection. My mistake. So she's out there WD-40ing fucking Captain Tom's walker so that he does his laps faster in case he dies before he gets it done, because that'll really fuck her plans. Putting him on a slight downhill slope, putting a massive fan behind him, one of those Dyson fans behind him, so he's pushing him along. Fucking get at it, Dad. Fucking walk. Walk. Tries to have a pee. Do not sit down. Piss standing up. Piss as you walk. Piss as you walk. This is my fucking inheritance. Go on. You say you fought in the war. Fucking don't sit down. She's doing all that behind the scenes. She's the one that went to the papers with the story. She's the one that came up with Captain Tom, even though her father did not want to use that term because he's a respectful man. God bless him. And he didn't want that. He said, no, I retired years ago. Don't use that. But she used that. And then she's built herself, in the name of the Captain Tom Foundation, a fucking swimming pool with a spa complex, changing rooms. She's there getting her mani-pedi done just because her dad was walking. In memory of my dad. Look, do you like them? In memory of Captain Tom. Oh! Got some little Filipino lady put in the West Wing. ready to do her waxing whenever she fancies it. She looks like she needs a bit of a wax. Complete cow. Oh my God. And the neighbours knew and they never said anything. Why don't you say something? I'd be over there with a camera taking pictures of the pool. I'd have been selling them to the Sun. I'd have had the best time ever. Where were you? Why didn't you? It's super fun. Paid herself 162k salary. So I think she backdated for the year she didn't take any wage because she was able to say, I didn't take any money for that first year. But if you have company accounts, you will know you can take wages for the year before. 162k, 230,000 to 400,000 bracket. Big fucking bracket that. Administration. Seriously. She was the one who bagged the flights to Barbados. You can guarantee she got in touch with the BA exec lot herself, can't you? So that she could get a holiday for her fat ass in Barbados. What bloody killed him? Came back, got pneumonia, died, and became another COVID stat. I don't think that's irony. And I feel very sad for him. And I also feel kind of sorry for people who donated cash. Because let me just say, there never has been an NHS charity, NHS, new dentures needed. You've never been able to give charitable money to the NHS. That has never existed. So 38 million for the NHS was always a lie. And then the foundation that they've created to run the money given to charities for the NHS, they've taken money from that as well. I think, personally, no one else will say it, there should be a forensic level of accounting. She should be made to not only bulldoze that swimming pool, she should be made to pay the money back, and she should be made to stand in a public square, just as she took the public applause, and she should be made to stand there and confess what she's done. And you could say, Katie, that's like the Puritans. No, sometimes, like myself, when you fuck up, you have to stand and say, I fucked up on that and I'm sorry. Not that I've ever stolen money from anyone or tried to grift off my own father. Disgusting woman. I think it's disgusting. I think she's disgusting. I think her husband's disgusting. I think building a swimming pool and calling it the Captain Tom Foundation is disgusting. And I think ripping off ordinary people who gave their money because of that sweet old man is disgusting. And I think all of the press who indulge that, Piers Morgan, Dan Walker, who've gone very quiet now, whoever that fat guy is on the radio who got a #1 single, even though Captain Tom couldn't fucking sing for bloody life nor... They all, remember how much they milked him? They milked that lovely man. And many of us saw, didn't we? We saw. They milked him. Walk. Oh, here I am, and I'm going to record a single with Captain Tom, even though he doesn't actually know where he is or what he's doing. We'll meet again. Oh, here we are with a Captain Tom wine cooler. Here we are with the Captain Tom calendar. That's her. Here I am with my Captain Tom swimming pool. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, it's not the people, is it, that are supposed to be monsters that are a problem. It's Michael Ball, that twat. He wanted to walk though, didn't he? I'm sure he wanted to walk. I mean that genuinely. I'm sure whatever he did was pure and kind and lovely, and he did it in a blazer and a tie. And love him. This has nothing to do with that lovely, lovely man. This has everything to do with that evil wench who milked him and calls herself... Did you see her at Wimbledon a few years ago? Round of applause for the NHS, whoever, who's injected people with stuff that, you know, causes people to die suddenly. Oh, well done, well done. And then it was a round of applause for Captain Tom's daughter. And she was like, thank you. Taking the applause like... Anyway, let's move along. Am I going to be doing any meet and greets soon? Oh, do you think maybe I should... Should I talk about something sensible for a minute? Let me tell you some things, because I'll tell you, I've got Post-it notes. I have Post-it notes. Where are my specs from? So, confession, they weren't cheap. I don't mind that because, you know, one second, I just have to there's just one twat who's just getting on my nerves, so I'm going to tell him to fuck off. Also, someone here saying come to Pakistan. I'm just going to tell her to fuck off as well. Okay, super. So they're from Tiffany, and but they're just from an optician's actually, not from Tiffany at all. Tiffany have done some deal with some opticians, and but they were from one of those sort of opticians that where you walk in, you'll go, this is going to be expensive, and it was. They were in Bath. And I'll just show you if I can. Can you see they've got the blue doody? I couldn't give a single shiny shit. All I know is that they have sparkly bits on the front. So that's why I liked them. And I liked them before I looked at the price. I know. I went full posho. Let me tell you, there is going to be another tour. Oh, madness. And someone on my lovely radio show. I don't know if you know, but I do a radio show every morning here in the UK at 9 o'clock on TNT Radio. But anyway, one of the lovely people there came up with the name of the next tour, and so it's going to be called Infectious, which of course means many things, but infectious, enthusiasm, laughter, and also, infectious. We're infectious, so you better stay the fuck away. So there's going to be dates. Katie's Arms will have the dates. I'm looking at things from lovely Mark that say things like Rotherham, September the 28th. Tickets, Katie's Arms, and things like 28th of August, Newcastle. Yes. And 28th of August, 25th of August, Newcastle. And 28th of August, Newport. So it's coming together. It's going to be an autumn tour. And if you run a venue and you have balls, and it can be a pub, it can be anywhere where we can get about 300 seats in, or 500 would be better, because we will always sell out. We will always sell out your bar, and you will always say afterwards that our crowd was the best crowd you ever met. But you will have to be the person that when the press come and say, why are you having that Nazi, that utter nightmare of a woman, Katie Hopkins, how can you, how dare you, we're going to persecute you. You have to be the one that also says, if you want to come buy a ticket, and if you don't. So that's just the thing. But there will be an autumn tour. We're already working on dates. Lovely Mark is. If you can find us a venue, I will be there. But that venue has to have a spine. It can't say yes and then go, two weirdos have said they might not like us if you come, so we've got to cancel. No. Have a spine. You will make money. And we will all laugh together. The Infectious Tour is coming this autumn, much more on that soon. But yes, so thank you for asking. Happy Friday. I know. Look, 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes. And I'm going to finish on time this week because I've been overrunning a little bit of late. Come to Portsmouth. Portsmouth. Are we on for Portsmouth? I don't know. Come to Birmingham. I'd love to. I will come anywhere. No, I'll come anywhere where we can have a venue that will hold. And if you're suggesting a theatre that's council owned, typically forget it. And I don't mean that negatively. I just mean they don't have a spine and the council controls their funding, so they will pull. Brighton, out of the question. Unless we can find somewhere, we'll sell the tickets without alerting anybody and we'll have a secret speakeasy. And that's the way we do that in places like Brighton or 2 nights back to back in Bristol. Yes, anywhere. If you know someone that has a pub or a pub room with 200, 300 seats, that's perfect, because pub landlords tend to have balls, female or male, whatever. Everyone's like, come here. I want to. I'd come everywhere if I could, darlings, but these fuckers tend to cancel. So we did have Port Talbot, and they've just pulled because the manager was threatened with his job, even though it would have sold out in a heartbeat and would have been glorious. So we're in Newcastle. If you go to Katie's Arms, ARMS, katiesarms.com, Mark will have it on there. If you go to news or tickets or home, just look around Katie's Arms, the website, and you will find the tickets. And I will be there, and we will have an infectious tour. Come be infected. You'll host it at your house. Perfect. How many can we get in? Can you get a tent in the garden? We could have a gazebo. We could have a gazebo, especially if you've got some lefty neighbours. It'd be perfect. Could piss the neighbours off. Okay, my loves, thank you so much to everybody. You're all just glorious. Thanks for being supporters. Thanks for being there. Thanks for laughing along Cinema & Co. I was there. Thanks for all that you do to try and support me along the way. And I will see you somewhere on the road. And if you're in Rome this week coming, I might see you there in Rome. I'll be there for a few days. Obviously, the Pope, you know, has asked to see me personally just to thank me for all my work. Nah, that hasn't happened. Okay, my loves, I will see you next week here at the Katie's Arms or somewhere else online somewhere. I hope you have a great weekend. Remember, fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. And if someone tries to tell you a rule or something you're supposed to do or something you're supposed not to do or someone tries to tell you what to do, fuck 'em. Okay, see you next week.